Are you maybe one of those people who are on the verge of totally giving up setting goals or resolutions because in your experience you set goals in the past and time after time you failed at achieving most of them, so you kind of given up hope? If that is the case, then this video is for you, because in this video I will share with you a key on how you can set motivating goals that you will actually achieve. And this is the third video of a 3-part series where I talk about how to set motivating goals. In case you haven't watched the first 2 videos, then I would recommend you to watch these first, and I will link them up here. In case you're new to this channel, I make videos about changing careers, motivation, and also other topics that help you to work on the really important things of your life. So if in this year you are thinking of setting some big goals and some of them might be related to career change, then this channel is definitely for you. And in that case, you might want to consider hitting the subscribe button right now. And also, please don't forget to hit the little alarm bell, because YouTube will only notify you if there is a new video from me if you hit the alarm bell. I would say that this third key that I am about to share with you now is one of the most useful and effective methods or techniques that I've used personally, and that has helped me to achieve 90% of my goals last year, and that has also helped me to make very fast progress in many areas of my life. The third key to setting motivating goals is to set your goals for a short time frame of 1 week or maximum 1 month. You might be familiar with the acronym S.M.A.R.T in setting goals, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based. So this third key is related to this time-based criteria of the S.M.A.R.T acronym. In the S.M.A.R.T acronym, time-based means that you set yourself a goal, and then you set yourself a certain time frame that is realistic for you to achieve that goal. So let's say, for example, that your goal is to write a book, to finish writing a whole novel, let's say. So writing the book would be your goal, and from there you would normally proceed to figure out how much time you would need to write the book, and that would be time-based. For example, you think that you need 2 years to write the book, so the goal would be to write a book in 2 years. And that is a very valid goal. I mean, if that works for you, then go ahead and apply that method. But I must say that that method rarely worked for me. I mean, in some cases it did work, but in many cases I just failed. And the reason was because usually the time frame was simply too long. So what I did is to flip the process around. So instead of setting the goal first and then asking myself how much time do I realistically need, I turn it around by setting the time frame first for my goals. And my time frame would be either 1 week, 2 weeks, or 4 weeks, or a month. So let's say that I choose a time frame of a month or 4 weeks. So from there, I would work backward and ask myself, what is the goal that I want to set in a particular area in my life that I want to achieve within those 4 weeks? And you might ask yourself at this point, isn't that basically the same thing? Am I not just like flipping things around, but basically everything is the same? No, it's not. It's totally different. And the reason is this, because it shortens your whole time horizon. Instead of looking at a time horizon of 1 year, 2 years, or half a year, suddenly your time frame that you're looking at has become much shorter, and it is much easier to plan and also to control our actions if the time frame is shorter. It is much easier for us to think about how we are going to work concretely on something within 1 month or 1 week, as opposed to how are we going to work on this within a year or even 2 years. So here are a few examples of resolutions or goals that people set themselves. For example, lose 10 pounds in a year, quit smoking after a year, read 20 books this year, earn $20,000 from blogging this year. And these goals sound amazing, but the question is, did you have any experience in achieving any parts of these goals? Are you used to reading books on a regular basis? Have you ever earned anything from writing a blog? And if the answer is you haven't, you never succeeded at losing weight and maintaining your weight, or reducing your intake of cigarettes, or you've never experienced earning a penny from blogging, then it is too much of a stretch to set these kind of goals. Let's take the example of reading books. If in the past you've had the habit of regularly reading books, and there were certain months where you could easily finish reading 2 or even 3 books, then setting yourself a goal of reading 20 books in a year is quite realistic, right? It is quite achievable. However, if reading was never your habit, then suddenly jumping from 0 or 1 book a year to suddenly 20 books a year, that will be quite difficult, and you might have a hard time reaching that goal, and you might get demotivated in the process. So instead of setting a goal of reading 20 books within a year, why not flip it around and set the time frame first? Let's pick, for example, a time frame of 1 week, because 1 week is really easy to monitor. And set yourself, for example, a goal of reading 2 chapters from 2 books every week. And after that week has passed, simply review your progress. Have you managed to read 2 chapters from 2 books in that week? And if you did, then congratulations, you can give yourself a pat on the back. Review how you did, what your challenges were, and adjust your goal for the next time period. So the next time period could be a week or maybe 2 weeks, and you can either keep the same goal or you can up the goal a bit. For example, you increase the goal to read 4 chapters from 2 books every week, and so on. Let's look at the other example of losing weight. Let's say your goal was to lose 20 pounds within a year. I personally think that that sounds like a really difficult goal to achieve. Of course, some people can manage to do that, but it could be quite stressful in the process. And why put so much stress on yourself? Except if perhaps you are aiming to become the next American, what's it called? Top model? Supermodel? Yeah, anyway. Except if you're planning to become Miss Universe and there's a certain external criteria that you definitely have to meet by a certain date, it is not necessary to set your goal for such a long time frame. So I would recommend, instead of looking at that long time horizon of a year, pick another time frame. Pick, for example, 1 month. It is really easy to keep on track doing something for a month. So let's say within that month, you set yourself a goal of losing simply 2 pounds or 3 pounds. And after that 1 month has passed, set yourself a goal of actually maintaining that weight for the next month. So your time horizon here would be 2 times 1 month, which is much shorter than a year. And what this does is it makes the whole process much less intimidating, and it gives you room for error. It gives you a chance to revise your goal setting. If you set your goal as losing 20 pounds within a year, then you practically only have 1 point where you review your success. Once the year is over, you either achieve your goal or you didn't achieve your goal. You might only lost, let's say, 10 pounds instead of 20 pounds, and that can have a demotivating effect on you. And it wasn't really your fault, to be fair, because how in the world would you know how many pounds you would be able to lose throughout a year? I mean, a year is a quite long time. Trying to lose 2 or 3 pounds in a month is much easier than trying to lose 20 pounds in a year. In case you might still be wondering, so what is the difference? What is the difference between picking a shorter time frame and then defining the goal versus just defining a goal for, let's say, 1 year and then breaking up into small goals? The difference is this: if you set yourself a goal that you want to achieve within 1 year, it is still this one big goal. There is no room for negotiation. It's either you achieve that goal, you lose the 20 pounds, or you didn't lose the 20 pounds. On the other hand, if you fix the time frame first, for example, like I said, you pick 1 month and you set yourself a goal of losing 2 to 3 pounds, that means that after the end of the period, you can assess your goal. You can ask yourself, is this too much of a stretch? Is this doable or is it not doable? If after a month reviewing your goal, you see that this is not doable, this is just too much for you, it's too intimidating and it doesn't motivate you, you can simply revise your goal. You can make your goal smaller. And by making your goal smaller, it is likely that in the next period, you will be more likely to achieve that goal. And once you achieve that, what you do is you review it again. And if after the review period, you see that you achieve your goal, that will make you feel motivated to set a more ambitious goal. Remember, slightly more ambitious goal in the next period, and so on. So this can have a kind of a snowball effect in the end. And you might be surprised to see at the end of the year that you achieve much more in the end than if you had just applied the standard method of setting a goal for 1 year all at once. So this brings me to the end of the 3-part series. Please let me know in the comments what the most important goal is that you want to pursue this year. Let me know if you have tried to apply this method method or specifically this third key and tell me if it did anything for you. If you think it was useful, please like it and also feel free to share it with your friends who might benefit from it. If you want to get more videos like this from me in future, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also the little alarm bell. As always, I thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best for 2020 and I hope to catch you again soon.